Buffalo Crossings Players presents an afternoon of Hocus Pocus. It's the year 1693 in Salem, Massachusetts. Looking down on the village nestled in the valley below, simple wooded framed houses, smoking chimneys, lighted windows. The night is chilly and thick and spooky. The dogs of the village are heard barking and howling, upset by something that they understand, even if we don't. Under a full moon, a spooky-looking high-eave little house glows down at the village from the top of a hill. Smoke is rising up out of its chimneys, twisting and turning in a very unnatural fashion. This is no ordinary smoke, and this is no ordinary house. A young boy, Thackeray Binks, is awakened in the morning for no reason, and he senses something and realizes that his sister Emily isn't in her room. He calls out loudly for his brother Elijah. They both notice something moving in the bushes just below the house, and in the distance they hear a sound, but not sure what it is. Frightened and shivering, the boys call out for their sister. Thackeray points to the woods.
Emily! Emily! Emily!
Use my voice, Sarah! Fill the sky! Bring the little birds to
Elijah, hast thou seen our sister Emily? Nay, but look. They conjure. Oh God, the woods. Emily! She's done for. Not yet. Go wake Father. Summon the elders. Go! Emily! 'Tis my sister Emily. She's bewitched.
Come, little child. I'll show you some fun.
Proudly, Sarah brings Emily into the house to present her to Winifred. Thackeray arrives at the house, inches up to the window, and peers in. The main room of the house is lit only by the fire in the hearth and by candles placed in a circle around the room. The cauldron boils. The three Sanderson sisters stand around it. He sees Emily surrounded by the sisters. Emily is sitting on a stool next to the bubbling cauldron. She spots him and sits up. The sisters turn to the window, but Thackeray has already ducked out of sight. Suddenly, the sisters hear a noise outside. They all lift up their heads and look out the window. It's a beautiful day outside, but it's not the kind of day Winifred wants. Winifred is anxious to get back to her spell now that her guest has arrived.
Oh, look! Another glorious morning. Makes me sick. Sisters! Sisters!
Yes, Winnie.
Coming, Winnie. Right away. Sorry. Must have been an imp.
Winifred goes back to her
My
spell.
darling. My little book. We must continue with our spell now that our guest of honor has arrived. Wake up! Wake up, darling. Well, come along. There you are. Mary.
Right here, Winnie. Right here. Sorry.
Hello. Hello.
I noticed Sister Sarah isn't doing anything.
I lured the children here.
Leave her be. She has done her chore.
You're right. I'm wrong.
Thackeray sneaks inside the cottage and watches the witches from the second-floor landing. Winifred is the eldest and by far the most powerful. Once beautiful, her beauty has been corrupted by evil. Her fingers have grown talons. Her teeth have sharpened.
'Tis time.
The book opens its pages to reveal the spell.
There it is. turning to a full rolling bubble, and 2 drops of oil of boil.
I got it. It's heavy. You do that, I'll do this.
6. But the hour with the herb that's red. Turn 3 times, pluck a hair from my head.
The 3 sisters pluck hairs from their heads and toss it into the bubbling cauldron.
Thanks. Add a dash of fox and a dead man's toe. Oh, a dead man's toe, and make it a fresh one.
Dead man's toe.
Fresh one.
Sarah and Mary are beginning to toss toes at each other, and Winifred has had enough.
Will you 2 stop that? I need to concentrate.
Sorry, she needs to concentrate.
Mute saliva.
I smell a child.
What dost thou callest that?
A child.
Ha! Sisters, gather round. 1 thing more, and all done. Add a bit of thine own tongue.
Oh, Winnie, that art divine.
They each take a bite of their own tongues and toss them in the cauldron.
'Tis ready for tasting. 1 drop of this, and her life will be mine. I mean, ours. All right, girl, open up your mouth.
No!
A boy.
Get him, you fools!
Mary, as usual, trying to please Winifred, is trying to stop Thackeray from spoiling Winifred's potion.
I got him. I knew I smelt a child.
Get away from my potion.
Thackeray grabs a long iron pot hook off the wall. He swings it at the witches, who recoil from him. Winifred gets furious and starts gathering power for a major electrical discharge. Thackeray hooks the edge of the cauldron with a pot hook and dumps it over. The bubbling goo spills out.
You have ruined my potion! Ah!
Thackeray bolts for the
Emily!
door, but Winifred hits him with a blast of electricity, and he drops to the floor. Mary points at Emily, who has somehow ingested some of the potion.
Winnie, look.
Emily's life force is glowing around her.
Sisters, prepare thyself.
Sarah and Mary move closer to Emily so that they can share in sucking her life force from her.
'Tis her life force. The potion works. Take my hands. We will share her.
Oh, Winnie, how generous of thee.
The witches are sucking the life out of Emily. The potion has worked. Winifred's spell has worked as usual. They find their bodies are changing. All of a sudden, they're in agony, no longer able to bear it. The 3 witches drop to the ground. Could it be, could it truly be, that the spell has made them younger? The sisters are beginning to regain their strength again. In a moment, they will be back.
Sisters, behold!
Oh, I'm beautiful. Boys will love me.
We're young.
Well, younger, but it's a start, sisters.
Thou art a mere spring of a girl.
Liar! But I shall be a spring forever once I suck the lives out of all the children of Salem. Let's brew another batch.
You hag. There are not enough children in the world to make the young and beautiful.
Oh,
Hag!
oh, oops.
Sisters, did you hear what he called you? Whatever shall we do with him?
Let's barbecue and fillet him.
Hang him by his toes and I'll tickle his nose.
No. Book, darling, come to Mommy. Yes. His punishment must be more fulsome, more lingering. Dazzle me, my darling. Amnesia, bunions, chill breaks, cholera. We could do better than that, I think. Yes, let's see what we have. Oh, perfect. His punishment shall not be to die, but to live forever with his guilt.
As what, Winnie? As what?
Jump back. Twist the bones on his back. Trim him of his baby fat. Give him fur as black, just
Like.
The witches hold their hands over Thackeray, and he begins to groan with pain. He shrinks down, and he has been turned into a black cat.
Open! Witches! Daughters of darkness! Open this door!
hide the child.
There be no witches here, sir.
Don't get your knickers in a twist. We are just three kindly old spinster ladies.
Spending a quiet evening home.
Sucking the lives out of little children.
The elders grab the sisters and take them out by the hanging tree. They have nooses around their necks, but they are still defiant, and Winifred has to have the last word.
Winifred Sanderson, I'll ask you one more time. What hast thou done with my son Thackeray?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. The cat's got my tongue. Sisters, sing!
The cat's got her tongue.
Fools! All of you! My ungodly book speaks to you on All Hallows Eve. When the moon is round, a virgin shall summon us from under the ground. Oh, we shall be back, and the lives of all the children shall be mine.
End of scene 1. They conjure.